Good question, actually. So I can talk about a few campaigns across the organizations I've worked with at different times. But I will maybe stick to the last 4 or 5 years because I think it's more relevant in terms of the current times on how brands are built and what our listeners can take back, right? So for the first part, let me talk about two examples, one with OCBC and one with Bank Jago.
Mm-hmm.
Most of you may not be very familiar with OCBC, but it is what we call a challenger bank. It's a number 2 bank. And as we know, number 2 always has to work much, much harder. So we are not only trying to going after the leading organization, but we're also protecting our turf against competition that's coming in. Because so we have to play two battles, not only go aggressive, but also play defensive a bit. Now, I'm going to talk about a campaign called Unstoppable, which was a digital branding campaign for the organization, which transcended not just the products, but also it ultimately led to having a branding impact on the overall brand, the OCBC brand itself. Now, late 2015s or 2016, 17, around that time, digital was becoming the big thing. Today, of course, digital is everything. But at that point, digital was just increasing, right? And not only OCBC, all the banks, all the institutions were saying, we are digital, we are digital. So how can OCBC in a crowded market stand out, relate to customers, and then have a positive impact on both the branding as well as business metrics? So the challenge was very obvious. Want to stand out in the market? What is the internal, what we were talking about, what is the internal challenge? What do we want to achieve? Have a positive brand experience which is differentiated and make customers clearly aware why OCBC is better than the others. That's the first one. The second part we realized was, what is the customer insight? And the customer insight we found then was, the world, I won't say it's changing, but customers were evolved to a point where they want to see what is it that keeps us ahead? What is it that makes us different from other people? What is it that helps me achieve my goals and my dreams? Because people want to achieve success quickly. So we came up with this one word branding for our digital banking experience called Unstoppable. And it seemed to encompass both what OCBC stands for, what it aspires to be. Second is it also connected to the customers from their aspiration perspective. So it was a very good mix of where the brand and the customers intersect. And we launched this in a way which really connected the customers, which showcased all our products and services. Took real life products, blended it around why it is making the customer unstoppable, and hence OCBC Bank also being unstoppable. And it was a huge success, from whether it gained awareness, from the brand recognition, and most importantly, what I really felt value was the entire organization rallied around it. And we also saw real lifts for each of the products that we featured around that unstoppable umbrella, which made a big difference to the brand. So that's one I'm very, very proud of, because it actually lasted for 2 or 3 years. It was not just a hit and run campaign, but really made a meaningful difference to the brand. The second is more recent. In fact, it's just late last year for Jago, which has a sub-brand called Jago Sharia. Indonesia, as you know, is a Muslim majority country, and Sharia banking is very, very important for many Indonesian Muslims. So Jago, being also a digital disrupt, launched Jago Sharia as one of its digital banking offerings. Now, the challenge was the same. Why should customers consider Jago Sharia for their banking versus the traditional Sharia banking? The second was that we needed to not only connect the customers, but would also explain to customers very clearly that we really adhere to the Sharia principles. Because one of the insight again we found was, customers, the first question they want to know more than the banking benefits, the interest, not interest rate, but whatever you get from the offering is, do you adhere to Sharia principles? And we hit upon again just one term called Alhamdulillah Jago Sharia. Now, the entire insight around here was, whenever Indonesians have something good, whenever something good happens to them, they say Alhamdulillah, which is almost an expression of happiness, of thanks to God, whatever, right? And with that, we had Alhamdulillah Jago Sharia and created this whole campaign around Alhamdulillah moments, where Jago Sharia starts becoming the reason why you say Alhamdulillah in your daily life. And the very aspect of just using the Alhamdulillah started associating us with a true Sharia offering. And we utilized something which was a jingle which was already existing in the market, and used that to play out Alhamdulillah Jago Sharia. And guess what? Within 3 months, the second largest source of awareness was things like Spotify, where we started playing the jingle, because that really caught on. And the association of Jago Sharia with the Sharia banking, with the true Sharia principles, went up by almost 2x. So really hit our goals. So again, you see here, it's about experiences, but really connecting the brand, what it stands for, and a true customer insight of what will connect to them very, very easily. I hope that answers to your question.